Hi, everybody. It's so good to be with you. I was just over by the coolers trying to find something to drink. By the way, if anyone has some Pepsi, water, anything, I'd appreciate it. But somebody thanked me for being here, and I said, you all, it's my people here. It's so good to be with you. So, oh, thank you so much, Tanya. So my name's Brittany Pettersen, and I'm a state senator from Jefferson County. And how many people here from Jefferson County? All right, we got a little bit. And the reason why I care so much about this issue, I've been working on this and fighting alongside many of you at the state capitol to ensure that these issues and funding priorities are front and center. And it's because, like all of you, I have my own story, and it wasn't me personally going through it, but it was watching my mom struggle with addiction for 30 years. She started out with a hurt back when I was 6 years old, was overprescribed opioids like so many Americans, when the pharmaceutical company basically created a system to incentivize overprescribing. She became hooked, and that's when my childhood completely took a turn. My mom's addictions went from pills ultimately to heroin, where she overdosed at sometimes multiple times a day, sometimes once a week. But we knew that my mom was at the end of her life, and it was as a legislator where she was begging for help, and where I really saw the system failures, because when I was younger, it was I didn't know what to do, and I felt like it was her fault. I felt like she didn't love us, like so many of us were taught to. The stigma is so real, and one of the biggest barriers that we face to getting people the help that they need. So my poor mom had a very severe disease. She was never treated with the dignity and respect that she deserved. She never had access to the help and support that she needed. And I'm really lucky that she was actually still alive and had defied all the odds. But it wasn't until I was a state representative at the time where we went trying to fight for her to have access to care was just unimaginable. The barriers that she faced and the lack of access. And so after going through that, my mom actually, the last day she went to the hospital, she overdosed 3 times that day. And I knew if she left the hospital, I would never see her again. And so we got an involuntary commitment held on her, where that's how high the barrier was. That's what we needed to do in order to get her covered for care. So she finally was able to go and have intensive inpatient residential treatment, outpatient treatment, and my mom ultimately got hired at the place that she was living, which is Sobriety House. I still get teary-eyed, but yeah, my mom is still sober. But when I think about what we went through as a family, and I had access to the people at the Capitol who were the experts on the ground, who were, national leaders here, and just to navigate it was still so difficult for us. When I think about what families are going through, they don't get to talk to Rob Valek at the consortium as he tries to help us go through this process and actually find care. So we rolled up our sleeves, and we have been focused 100% on completely changing the system and making sure that everybody has access to the care that they deserve if they struggle from a substance use disorder. So I want to thank all of you for being a part of that. So many people here helped me save my mom's life. One day I will tell the story without crying.
Good to be human. Good to be human. That's what this is about.
But it's not sad tears, it's happy tears and appreciation. And so many of you have probably lost loved ones to this disease. And so I want to thank Rob Valek with the consortium especially. He has been at my side for years doing this work. All the organizations here who are fighting for the people who are constantly left behind. And this, because of the work that we did across the state. It wasn't only, we are national leaders right now in Colorado, which is actually scary because we have such a long way to go, but that's how far ahead we are out of other states. And it's because of our work together to change the system. This summer, we are working to dedicate and decide where $450 million go. And so we want to hear from you on what you have seen that have been barriers for the people that you love, what you've personally gone through. We really want to ensure that we are addressing the stigma, addressing access and the continuum of care. And I want to thank Sober AF Entertainment because, and also the Phoenix, for providing a space where you build community and support with other people who are also dedicated to living in recovery. And thank you so much for organizing this event and having me here. And as he pointed out about how many people have died in the last year, we know that with the pandemic, that the overdoses have skyrocketed across the United States and here in Colorado. And it's because people were in isolation. I was recently followed for a documentary around my mom and our story, and the person that was speaking in this documentary as a professional in the space said that the opposite of addiction is connection. So it's not only getting people the care that they need, it's keeping them connected to those people that are going to keep them there, that are going to make sure that they stay in recovery and they have the support that they need. And that's what these organizations do. So really want to thank you for your dedicated work on the ground to help people like my mom. And let's go fight together this summer.